Hi, this is Michael at TV Radio 1972, and today I am reviewing the Midland ER-50 Emergency Alert Weather Radio. It's an AM/FM weather band radio with alert that I bought at Walmart for $39.88 plus tax. Here's the front of the box. It has a picture of the radio, some icons on the right, a picture of the battery supplied by Midland, and you have the model number ER-50. On this side of the package, you have a picture of a thunderstorm. Pretty neat. Back of the package, you have the Midland logo, along with some other icons, as well as the features, and a front and back picture of the radio. I'll go over the features. No weather alert radio, flashlight with high-low options and SOS strobe, AM/FM radio with clock, multiple power sources including solar panel, hand crank, and USB charging, USB port for device charging, headphone jack, low battery indicator, large LCD display, rechargeable 2600 milliamp hour lithium-ion battery, and a wrist lanyard. In the box, you have the radio, the rechargeable battery, charging cable, lanyard, and owner's manual. Here's the model number again, ER-50, the website midlandusa.com, and the Weather Radio Canada and No Weather Radio logos. On this side of the package, you have the corporate address for Midland, warning against cancer and reproductive harm, some logos of their social media accounts, UPC code, and midlandusa.com, their website. Top of the box, just their logo and icons. Another Midland logo, along with the message, early warning is your best protection, and of course the serial number. So I'm going to take out the contents. It came with a micro USB charging cable to charge your radio or your devices. You can use it using this cable right here. And then there's the owner's manual right here. Pretty small. I'll show you some of it. Here's the back of the pamphlet here, and then of course selecting your weather channel right here. And that is it for that. I'll give you dimensions. 5 3/4 of an inch in length, 3 1/8 inch in height, and 1 5/8 of an inch in depth. Has a 12 1/4 inch antenna and 1 1/4 inch speaker. And I have a couple radios for size comparisons. I'm going to give you their predecessor, the ER-210. Now, I think you can still get the ER-210 on Amazon, because the ER-50 is exclusive to Walmart, at least for now. Hopefully Amazon will start carrying the ER-50 as well. And next I'll show you the Timahon T098 emergency crank radio. That was the last radio I reviewed before this one. Okay, so here's what's on the radio, the Midland logo, the No Weather Radio logo. It has this nice LCD display. I love it. It's nice and big, especially a guy like me who's nearsighted and wears glasses, so that's good that they have a bigger display. You have a 1 1/4 inch speaker, And while the radio is off, you see the battery indicator, the time, and AM, PM if you're using 12-hour mode. It won't be there when you use 24-hour mode. 12:08 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the northeastern part of New Jersey, or 04:08 UTC. You have your buttons here, the power band button, your volume buttons, and your tuning buttons, as well as the weather alert menu button. Now, while the radios are off, you can activate it on or off the weather alert button, and it'll search for weather alerts such as watches, warnings, and advisories, and if it does, it will set off a siren, which is pretty loud. And you can press it again to turn it off, whether it's on or off your radio. And on the side, the left side, you have your flashlight. I'm going to demonstrate that. Bright, brighter, and strobe, SOS mode. And I'll show it from this angle. It's pretty bright. Pretty good light. Let's see. On this side, we have the a rubber jacket to protect the ports here. Has a little space in which I can open it up, but it'll flap closed. It doesn't stay up. But here's the headphone jack, the USB port, and the micro USB charging port. Now, use this port in the middle, the USB port, to charge your devices, and use this micro USB charging port to charge your radio. And you have your headphone jack, headphone experience, minimal hiss at no volume, but once you put volume up, that hiss goes away. So it's a pretty good headphone listening experience. It's a little hard to close. There we go. Let's see. Back of the radio, you have your 12.25-inch antenna, which is telescopic. It swivels practically all around for your FM and weather band reception. Then you have your hand crank here. Not a bad hand crank, but I like the one on the ER-210 better. But here's something that I like better on the ER-50. And it's the battery. Now you have your battery door. It's not hinged. Here's the battery. It's a button top battery. Now, polarity is right there. The positive goes to the left when you look at the radio like this. I'm just going to turn it upside down to show you the battery. Midland supplies this battery. Here's the warning label here. 2600 milliamp hour, 3.7 volt, 18650 lithium ion rechargeable battery. And the model number BATT26L. And that's it for the battery. On top, you have your flashlight button to turn on and off the flashlight. You have your solar panel here. It's smaller than on the ER-210, but you can use the solar panel to charge your radio as well. And on the bottom, you have some feet to stand the radio, like this. And then, of course, you have your wrist strap lanyard here to carry the radio, since it doesn't have a handle, unlike the ER-210. So what I'm going to do next is turn on the radio and show you the menu options. Press and hold to turn it on. Now, at the long press menu, You can set it to 12 or 24-hour clock. Set the hour and minute. The backlight, you can either set it as off, 5 seconds, or on. I'll keep it as off. Then you can set frequency or channel mode for your weather band. And that's it for that part. Now, the frequencies, FM is 87.5 to 107.9 megahertz and 200 kilohertz steps. AM 520 to 1710 kilohertz and 10 kilohertz steps. And the weather band is channels 1 through 7 or 162.4 to 162.55 megahertz. Now, we're going to do some band scans starting with the FM, so I'll put the antenna up. There is a flaw on this radio, just like the ER-210, is that 87.7 sounds distorted. That, by the way, is the audio of TV channel 6, and it sounds distorted on both the ER-50 and ER-210. I'll show you that before I do the band scan. That's WNYZLP, New York City, and it is distorted on this radio.
Pendiente a la bodega de la mañana el lunes y martes para tu oportunidad de ganar. Ya te
just wanted to have a glass of wine and kick back on the beach and escape with her books. They were so much fun, whether it was Lucky or Hollywood.
WWSK, Smithtown, New York, about 45 miles away. That's 94.3 The Shark. It's coming in well tonight, so I'm wondering if there's some tropo out. Even if it's just weak tropo, I'll have to check later on.
and 9, and not every...
Next move is
Two stations, W248CG, Jersey City, New Jersey. That is Radio Canto Connuevo, and WALK FM Patchogue, New York, about 60 miles away. So it's definitely doing well on FM tonight.
What I was going to order, how I was going to smile, how I was...
Eastside Coastal Resiliency Project. You know, what they don't tell you is that, and any engineer will tell you,
or visit buyhyundai.com to find a dealer near you. Call 661-615-2112 for complete offer details. Offers end soon.
I gotta get
Sorry. You don't remember this yourself.
No, I saw a video from the 43
WKXW, Trenton, New Jersey. That's over 50 miles away.
4221. Tier 1 customers can drive a new Hyundai with just $68 down. We have over 850 vehicles in stock.
I am so on.
Passing by.
To be a house of prayer. We had church-wide prayer Friday evening.
Top-rated personal injury firms in New York City. If you've been the victim of an accident, dial pound 250 on your cell and say
1983. That's 631-598-1983. Agape is a program of the Adoptive and Foster Family Coalition of New York.
Go Go to NJDiet.com to lose the weight for good. For a fresh start to your career at a company that values its employees. Favorite radio stations like Light FM, your favorite music, and hundreds of thousands of podcasts anywhere you are and anytime you want.
And that is it for the FM band scan. Does pretty well on FM. Another little flaw of this radio is if you're near strong stations, you might see it overload 0.4 megahertz above. I saw it on a couple of stations, including WNSH 94.7 on 95.1 and WCBS FM 101.1 into 101.5. So yeah, little flawed, and it's more noticeable with this radio. I guess it's because of that longer antenna. So selectivity is kind of a little iffy, but only on strong stations. It does get weaker stations as well. As far as an FM reception report is concerned, it got 54 stations, 42 okay to good, and 12 weak signals, which is a little bit better than what the ER-210 had, which had just 51 stations. So it performed a little better, the FM. But let's go to the weather band. WXL-37 Highland, New York, about 60 miles away. I was getting it better before, but I'm not getting it as good now. But if I can get 162.475 WXL-37, then this is definitely a capable FM and weather band receiver.
With a chance of showers. Philadelphia, it was partly cloudy with a temperature of 64. At Hazleton, the weather conditions were not available. Conditions in New York at midnight. It was out this evening. Then partly
KZZ-31, Harriston, New Jersey, about 25 miles away at 162.50 megahertz. And coming in pretty good. And here's the last station I have.
Becoming northeast late. Waves 1 foot or less, then 1 to 2 feet. For Friday, north winds around 5 knots, becoming southeast in the afternoon. Waves 1 to 2 feet. For Friday night, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. And for Saturday, south winds 5 to
KWO35 New York City on 162.55 megahertz. And that is all for the weather band scan. I got 3 stations, so that means that the weather band does pretty well on this radio, just like on the ER-210. But next, I'm going to go to the AM band. Now, the AM band it's not quite as good, and I'll show you with this band scan. Hold on.
And so thank you for taking that.
This is a powerful sermon recorded by St. Matthew, chapter 27.
over in a mild way.
1984 Broadway. Call 212 Choices for free breast cancer booklet DVD.
He's a former Marine, 2 tours in Iraq, and talked about on the campaign trail that he suffered from PTSD as so many of our...
Now, there's another flaw with the AM band, and that is on strong stations, the same problem as the ER-210. It crackles when I move the radio on very strong stations, including WABC, even WOR. I heard a little bit of it, even without moving the radio, but I'll show you once more.
For example, people that may be listening to you right now here on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
So maybe the circuit on the AM is pretty much the same as the ER-210. Bit of a problem.
Things I hear people say to me all the time on this. The dispossession and marginalization brought on. I'm Dr. Jordan, host of the doctors, and these are the doctor's orders.
CHML, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
She is now in remission, doing well after our
double-standard justice system.
Former President Trump also weighing in, calling the move the work of the radical left.
Shower this morning. The clouds will break forth some sun later on, high 75 to 80. A few clouds tonight.
WBZ, Boston, Massachusetts.
More humid. We'll have a mixture of sun and clouds, high 80 to 85, but the South Coast, Cape, and the islands will be in the upper 70s.
This fan's like, yeah, you can miss me with that too. Come on now. There's a clip.
It was actually pretty scary. And the reason
WBAL, Baltimore, Maryland.
know the limit of government power, you assume that they can do all.
WTAM, Cleveland, Ohio. WBT, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Cash to greener energies, to renewables, and to make the transition real.
WBVA, Wheeling, West Virginia.
So why did I take ownership of it?
I don't know why.
WHAM, Rochester, New York.
Kind of weird. 888-941 PAG, Joe Pags. I got it. Here's the creepy Joe whispering thing.
And I worked out the window.
WPHT, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
The trees were swaying too, and it was like really, really strange. Then
Participación desde mediados de mayo y prácticamente ha jugado 6 partidos en lo que va del 2021. Hombre, ay bendito el que viene, que el nombre del...
目前被新闻上说，这个经济复苏的背后，其实
The best man who stands and listens for him rejoices greatly at the bridegroom's voice.
They're trying to use sonar and the like to see if they can hear anybody.
WFED, Washington,
If you're in
D.C.
the tunnel, that can collapse. So
means protecting and helping and supporting early childhood development. That means standing up for school choice programs.
But Gary also says fatherhood is a major issue of his organization.
wind was north at 10 miles an hour. At Jones Beach, temperature was 61 degrees. Wind was northeast at 7 miles an hour.
Now, I was turning the radio because the AM reception runs on a ferret bar antenna inside the radio. That's why I'll turn around every once in a while, and that's how I can get better reception. As far as AM is concerned, I have an AM reception report for both day and night. During the day, I got 30 stations, 24 okay to good, 6 weak signals. And at night, I got 72 stations, 35 okay to good, and 37 weak signals. I kind of had to go quick through the band scan because I don't want to go over 30 minutes with this review. So, the AM actually performed a little bit better on the ER-210 than on the ER-50. So, while the ER-50 has FM and weather band going for them, the ER-210 was better on AM. Now, final thoughts. To me, you can't go wrong with either radio. It does have its flaws, but it also has things that are better on ER-50 and some things that are better on ER-210. From what I experienced, to me, the ER-50 is better on FM, weather band, the antenna is better, the battery is better, and the LCD display is better on ER-50. Now, as far as the ER-210 is concerned, it performed better on AM. I actually like the flashlight better. The solar panel, I think, is better. So is the hand crank. And even the build quality, I think it's a bit better on this than on this. Although both are built well, but I like the build quality better on the ER-210. So, if you already have an ER-210, I wouldn't rush to get this radio unless you're really into the weather band and FM. Then you can go get this radio. Or if you like to collect weather radios, then yes, I would say go and get it. If you're a more casual radio fan and just have an ER-210, you really don't have to get it. But you can't go wrong with either radio. If you don't already have an ER-210, you can go ahead and get the ER-50. I actually recommend both radios. Now, despite some of the flaws that I might have, especially with the AM band, I'm going to give the ER-50 the same rating I did as the ER-210, and that's a 7 out of 10, which is 3.5 stars. So, I basically would recommend this radio for FM, weather band, alerts, and a maybe buy for AM. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and tap the bell icon to be updated on my latest videos. So have a good week, everyone. Stay safe and God bless. Bye-bye.